All right, we're trying this again. Here we go.
All right, live from the Raptor Den Studios in Bellevue, Nebraska. This is the Road to Liberty podcast, brought to you by myself, Nathan Parada, my co-host, Zach Taylor. What's up, Zach?
We have sound. Okay. Doing better now that we have sound, I guess.
Yes. So, if all you guys were watching the video that we were doing earlier, none of that sound came through, apparently. Unplugged the mic, plugged it back in, and it didn't register with the computer. So, we're back. And we're here we only got two subjects that we want to talk about today. The first one is going to be Austin Petersen's primary going on in Missouri as we speak. Votes are being counted. People are voting. Polls close at, 7 o'clock is when they close? All right.
Yeah,
people aren't voting. They're closed. They closed 40 minutes ago. So now we just got to wait for the results to start coming in. And what do we got so far, Zach?
Looks like it is still a whooping, and Petersen is struggling to get back into that number 2 position. It is 56% for Holly, 9% for Manetti, and 9% for Petersen. So
Petersen actually gained ground on Manetti.
Gained a little bit of ground.
But I don't think Haley's losing any. I think he went 59 to 56.
Yeah.
Is that what they did earlier?
In the Libertarian primary for U.S. House District 4, Mark Bliss is leading Stephen Coons 3 votes to 2. And there are no votes counted yet for the House District 5.
And Missouri's got a ton of candidates running their primaries right now.
Candidates.
I mean, that's really good to see. I love seeing Libertarian primaries going on. I don't like seeing 5 votes casted in a primary.
Right.
But whatever. Yeah. Everyone wants to know who's going to win the primary for the Republican Party between Josh Haley and Austin Petersen. That's really the only reason we're even talking about this primary right now.
We have to go over the shirt thing again, though.
Oh, yes. Zach has a shirt he wants to sell you guys, so I'll let him plug that in right now.
All right, so it is the Libertarian Tactician shirt. We're going to drop it in the comments of this video. Boom. Boom. It is the pragmatist in the streets, radical in the sheets. It's purposely kind of an ugly design. I like having ironically bad shirts. It amuses me. If you buy this shirt, it goes to support the studio so I can get better equipment. And also, my family's kind of hurting right now because we were both in the hospital for last week. So,
yeah, this is why last week it was just me. You had to suffer through that. But, he's back now. He's working again. He's not suffering that horrendous medical affliction that he was going through last week. So we're back. We're ready to go.
I had an infection. I won't tell you where.
Well, I know where, and nobody else needs to know.
And that tells everyone everything they need to know.
All right, so the big controversy that's going on in Austin Petersen's race right now for the last few weeks has been what libertarians, big L libertarians, should think about this race. Mm-hmm. Should libertarians jump ship and vote in the Republican primary because it's an open primary in Missouri? Should they support Austin Petersen? Should they not support Austin Petersen? And what the reaction a lot of people have had to libertarians within the party coming out in support of Austin. We had Larry Sharp earlier coming out and encouraging libertarians to vote for Austin Petersen. You had the libertarian candidate for Senate down there. Where's his name? I can't remember his name right now, but he encouraged Japheth Campbell. He encouraged libertarians to vote in the Republican primary for Austin Petersen, mainly because I don't think he has an opponent. No, I don't think there's any primary for the libertarian candidate.
Newsflash: Japheth Campbell. First off, just between you and me, Japheth, screw you, Campbell. I know what clan that is. You guys are bastards. But I hope you do well in the election.
He's talking his Scottish nonsense again. Nobody else here is supposed to understand what the heck that means. I certainly.
Anyone who's Scottish is going to be like, "Oh, Campbell, ugh."
I don't as though I know what that means. As though that means anything to a Puerto Rican Nebraskan like myself. Oh, Scottish clans.
I thought you were Korean.
Oh, yeah, I'm Korean. That's right. I forgot.
So, everyone, if you haven't noticed, Nathan brought his lovely tiki torch.
Oh yeah, it's still wrapped in plastic. You can tell it's never been used. This is just to trigger Mike Shipley. That's all. That's the only reason it's here.
All right, so this race is like I'm torn because I was hurt a little bit when he left the party to run as a Republican, and I thought it was a bad move.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the results are kind of bearing that out. Even though I am cheering for him right now, it looks like all the naysayers were kind of right about this one.
Well, let's keep a few facts in mind here. Austin Petersen's run against Josh Haley for the Missouri primary here. Josh Haley has been endorsed by Donald Trump and Mike Pence, and the Republican Party has actually financially backed Josh Haley against Austin Petersen.
And whoever this other guy is.
Yeah, but I would imagine mostly against Austin Petersen because he's the guy that's been making a lot of noise down there. He's the interloper, the grassroots guy, the guy that's relying on folks on the ground to get his message out and win this election.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh Haley is he's the establishment candidate. And it's very funny to me that Donald Trump came out in support of Josh Haley because Donald Trump is supposed to be the anti-establishment guy.
Everyone that Trump has come out in support of has been an establishment candidate.
This is how you know Donald Trump doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Because I don't think Donald Trump actually pays attention to these races.
No.
He's endorsing whoever is whispering in his ear. He's telling him to endorse.
Who he goes into a meeting and says, who's most likely to win? That's who we're going to back. Because he only cares about winning. He has no principles.
By winning. Yeah, that's the thing about it. And Donald Trump, he's supposed to be a guy who's going to drain the swamp. Now he's making sure the swamp gets reelected. He's not draining anything. And that's the fact about it. So
the thing is, whoever wins this race is probably going to beat McCaskill.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
if
this is the election right here.
If Austin would win the primary,
he would easily sweep into the seat.
All right, so let's talk about this. Should Big L libertarians support Austin Petersen in this race? Because I know Larry Sharp came out in support of him.
So I think there's two questions here.
Okay.
Should Big L libertarians across the country support him, and then the other question is, should Big L libertarians in Missouri switch parties to vote for him?
They don't have to switch parties. It's an open primary.
Right, but if you vote in one party's primary, you can't go and vote in another party's primary. That's how I understand open primaries.
Mm-hmm.
So you are throwing away your ability to vote for libertarians in your primary if you vote Republican. I think the national issue is a lot easier. I think it's perfectly fine for Josh Smith and Risa and Larry's team and all those guys. They know Austin. We met. I don't know if you met him. I met him at the Unconvention. He's a nice guy. If I was in Missouri, I would have voted Libertarian.
As in Libertarian Party primary.
Yes. See,
I'm different. If I lived in Missouri, I would have voted in the Republican primary to get Austin elected. And then here's the reason why. Unless I personally know those guys running for House or whatever other primaries they have in Missouri, unless I personally know them, then I'm probably not going to bother voting for, because I'm going to have a Libertarian in the general election anyway. Mm-hmm. And unless one of them is just egregiously bad, I'm probably going to be fine with both of them. There's probably not a Libertarian there that I'd be like, oh, no, not you. I can't have you in the House.
This race, actually, and I am not saying this is the case, this would be the race where you could get a terrible Libertarian in, because a lot of the core Libertarian activists are failing to vote for Austin.
See, here's the thing about it. I did not join this Libertarian movement to elect Big L Libertarians. I joined it to elect philosophical Libertarians. Big L, small L, doesn't matter to me. Now, I prefer the Libertarian Party, obviously. I'm in the Libertarian Party. I'm in the leadership position in the LPNE. Yeah, you got a nice little hat.
I forgot to bring this hat down. Oh, this is Elfie's. Oh, you can't see it. Whatever.
So
LP got a bunch of really cool libertarians to sign.
I prefer the Libertarian Party. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure the LP is as big and successful as it possibly can be. But here's the thing: I want Austin Petersen in the Senate.
Yeah.
He is the only big L or small L libertarian in that race that has any kind of chance of actually winning. And if I have that shot of actually getting a libertarian in the Senate, I'm going to take it. Even if it means there's one less vote in the Libertarian primary, a little bit less showing there, I'm still going to take the shot of getting Austin elected to the Senate, small as it may be. Because here's the thing, I would have happily voted for him for president had he won the primary 2 years ago. Happily voted for him. I wish he would have won. But if I would have voted for him for president, why wouldn't I support him for Senate? Just because he switched teams and is now on the Republican ticket. That makes no sense to me. For me, it's always been principle over party. And principally, I support Austin Petersen.
Mm-hmm. So he's falling even further behind at this point.
Yeah. Now, Austin is now at 8.2%.
He's starting to be in jeopardy of falling to fourth. So still could turn around. I don't know, I would expect that he's actually going to do better in urban areas, and it looks like a lot of the counties that are in, except for Columbia. But he did really good in Columbia. That's his best showing so far.
What did he do there?
14%.
14%.
But I mean, look, he's not catching up. I don't want to call the race.
What's the percentage that is reported in at this point?
1%.
1%.
But we're definitely seeing a trend. That is a huge margin.
Yeah, Josh Haley is up to 58.3%. Mm-hmm. That's going to be hard to catch. I mean, 1% reporting in isn't a lot.
But it's starting to set a pattern.
It is starting to set a pattern. And unfortunately, we'll see where Austin's going here. Yeah. The next question I wanted to ask, say Austin manages to win this race. Say he pulls ahead, pulls an upset, he wins. Now you're looking at a small L libertarian running on the GOP ticket versus a very bad Democrat and a long shot Libertarian Party candidate. That situation, who do you support?
Austin.
Same.
Yeah. I would think, not knowing, if I was the Libertarian in that race, I would drop.
Yeah, if it were me, I would do that as well. And this is nothing against Campbell.
Yeah. And if Campbell stays in, I'm not going to think less of him. I already think pretty small of him because he's a Campbell. I'm kidding.
Enough with this Scottish crap. Oh my goodness.
I or die.
The problem with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Oh, are we gonna? I've got my Nerf swords in there. We can go to war.
Once we're done here, we'll do that. Puerto Ricans don't have a long history of using swords, so I might be at a disadvantage on that one. But yeah,
I would throw a stereotype at you, but I really can't think of any.
You can't think of a Puerto Rican stereotype?
No,
I can't think of one either. We like to dance and drink rum. Those are the only things I can think of.
But everyone does that.
Americans like whiskey for some reason.
Well, it's because they're predominantly Celtic by culture.
Yes.
Whiskey is a Celtic thing.
Yeah, I guess. I can't stand whiskey. It's rum for me, but I'm a Puerto Rican. What do you expect me to say? Yeah. I also like vodka.
Kyle chimes in. I'd pressure the hell out of the Libertarian in that race to drop out, but it looks like he's the only Liberty vote in the race now.
Yeah, so. See, I completely understand. You should not drop out before the primary at all.
Kyle makes a great point. At this point, assuming the results hold the way they are, Austin Petersen needs to endorse Campbell after today.
Absolutely. And
I don't think he will.
If that would be a huge disappointment because I'm putting principle over party to say I would support Austin. But I need Austin to do the same. I need Austin to be like, I'm going to put principle over party too. And if I don't win, I'm not supporting the swamp monster that Donald Trump is supporting. I'm supporting the Libertarian in the race.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say what I think Austin will do. I think it will take him a little bit of time because this will sting. It always stings to lose.
Mm-hmm. It does.
But I'm going to have some faith that he comes back.
I am very much hoping that if elections in the past haven't already proven the fact that the Republican Party is no home for libertarians, let this one prove that. Because the Republican Party came out in support of Haley. Donald Trump came out in support of Haley. The entire establishment of the Republican Party was set against Austin Petersen from the very beginning.
Isn't he from the Kansas City area?
I think so. That's where he's having his rally.
Pounded in Jackson County.
What's that?
That's where the Missouri side of KC
I can't see those numbers.
He's not in the top 3.
Oh, geez. He's not even. Oh my God, not even top 3.
No. I mean, whoever this Nichols person is actually gaining ground in the urban areas. It looks like, St. Louis City. He's 3rd, but man, this is a little disappointing. Like, I did not think he would win, but I was hoping it would be closer. I was hoping he would at least be a clear second place.
We were hoping that Josh Haley would at least have to sweat a little bit before the night was out. That's unfortunate. The chances of Austin Petersen were always a long shot.
Yeah.
But again, I want to reiterate the point. The Republican Party is not a proper home for libertarians. It just isn't. The Republican Party will always look at us as outsiders and interlopers. They will always look at us as insurgents trying to take over their party. And so long as that's a fact, we will never get a fair shape in the GOP. And I am hoping, Austin, if you are watching this, the Libertarian Party will welcome you back. I will welcome you back. Zach will welcome you back. Your buddy Mike up here will welcome you back.
Well, Mike's down there.
Well, he lives up here. I'm sure he'll tell you this at some point during the night if he gets the chance. We will welcome you back in this party. At least we here will.
Yeah.
The
people who are on the ground doing the activist work are not going to hold a grudge.
Absolutely not. See, I understand the reasons that Austin did it. I understand the reason he switched to the Republican Party because, yes, he does have a legitimately better chance of winning the actual election as a Republican. Now, yes, he'd be in the general election as a Libertarian, but he wouldn't win. That's the problem.
Kyle, I'm used to being disappointed on election night.
Well, yeah, we all are.
Too soon. All right, so let's get off of this for a little bit. We'll come back to the results in a little bit.
Yep.
Let's talk about the other thing, the thing that we're not going to agree on.
Okay. See, there might not be as much disagreement as you think, but let's go into it. So we're going to talk about
why you're wrong about Alex Jones. Today, the frogs are twice as gay as they were last week because Alex Jones has been removed from Apple, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook.
It's almost as if his conspiracies are coming true. Like they're a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more crazy stuff he says, the more people want to fulfill those crazy prophecies. It's like, all these tech companies, they're all banding together to get me banned. They want to keep you in the dark. And all these tech companies are like, no, we're not. Guess what we're going to do about this? How about we ban them? Yeah, that's a great idea. And here's it. Alex Jones is going to be more popular than ever because of this.
Short term, yes, but it will hurt him long term.
Yeah, but
he can't keep growing without the way the internet works. People are eventually going to stop finding him if he's not able to get on a growing, active social media.
Well, he hasn't been banned from SoundCloud, I don't think.
Danny, this is my favorite theory so far. He's his own crisis actor. No one kicked him off anything. It's all a lie.
Oh, so Facebook's going to come back. Like, no, wait, no,
his profile's right here. What are you talking about?
He didn't go anywhere. And then Alex Jones is going to come back. They listened to me. We put the pressure on them, and they decided to put me back on. That would be hilarious.
Is he on AM radio?
Yeah, he's on the radio. He's on the radio.
Like, he's still got his website. Like, he'll still make money.
Oh, he's going to make a ton of money. So here's the thing.
But he'll stop growing.
Apple is the biggest platform you want to be on.
Is he still on Google?
I think Google banned him.
They banned him on YouTube.
YouTube banned him. Well, I don't know why they would ban him from YouTube and not Google in general. Well, because Google owns it, YouTube.
Well, Alphabet owns both of them. It's a little different.
Apple owns Google?
Alphabet.
Oh, okay. Well, people are still going to be able to find his podcast, though. It's not like he's taken down from everything. But yeah, Alex Jones has been taken down. There has been a coordinated effort by the big tech companies to go after not just Alex Jones.
He's still on.
He's still on Google?
Yeah, the Alex Jones show radio, the Alex Jones live radio show. I think that's the right one.
Well, yeah, it would be.
Well, I mean, it could be like a fake.
Some,
InfoWars official is still on.
I mean,
Okay. He's still on Google.
He's still on Google, so if you want to watch him on Google, that's where you do it.
I agree, Kyle. He needs to go to Steam It and bring all of his followers. Also, we need to get Steam It to freaking work so we can upload our podcasts.
Yeah, that's the problem with Steam It. When your alternative to YouTube doesn't work, kind of makes it hard to be an actual alternative.
Like, we could use, I need to get you the Steam It password so that you can start posting your memes and stuff on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot get DTube to work to save my life. So we might have to, post our YouTube links to Steam It for a short time. That could be a way to grow.
Kind of destroys the whole purpose, though.
It does, to a certain extent. But, we can't monetize on YouTube, but we could take our YouTube videos and monetize them on Steam It. Technically.
We'll make 5 cents doing that. But whatever the case, we're not doing this for money. So it's not just Alex Jones. The Ron Paul Institute for Peace and Freedom got banned from Twitter. Scott Horton. Freaking Horton.
How much of an asshole do you have to be to ban the world's biggest pacifist from Twitter?
No kidding. What has Scott Horton done that is so controversial to get him
insulted
banned?
Someone.
Well, that's
he insulted someone on the left. You can insult people who are to the right of Bernie Sanders.
Do me a favor and pull up that New York Times editor that just got hired there and all the crazy tweets that she posted.
JJ.
What
Put your streams on CD-ROM and mass mail them.
We're back in the 90s. JJ never left the 90s.
No.
He's still standing on a street corner handing out his mixtape.
With a boombox. Well, I guess that was the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s was the boom boxes.
What was that crazy person's name?
I know, just Google
crazy leftist racist Twitter.
You're not going to get any result with that.
I guarantee I will.
No, just Google New York Times editor hates white people. Google that. And you don't have to Google.
White people.
White people. Yeah, see? First result.
Yeah, but it's Fox News. Whatever.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about here, where Scott Horton gets banned from Twitter, but this lady who was just hired by the New York Times, let's read some of these tweets that she gave out.
I'm trying to find there's one.
They're all bad. They're all really bad. I open my mouth to politely greet a Republican, but nothing but an unending cascade of vomit flows from my face.
Which is funny because it's also what you write in your paper.
Exactly. Republican Dan Mode, white people have stopped breeding. You'll all go extinct soon. This was my plan all along. You gotta scroll back. You scroll back a whole bunch of good ones.
They don't have the one that I really liked, but...
All right. Are white people genetically predisposed to burn faster in the sun, thus logically being only fit to live underground like groveling goblins?
I'm going to throw the link in the comments so that people can understand what we're talking about, if they choose to. I don't know why you would want to read Fox News, but, if you hate yourself.
I mean, all this stuff is, Fox is not the best, but this stuff right here is accurate. All right. And scroll down. There's another one right below it that I think is pretty good. Oh, man, it's kind of sick how much joy I get out of being cruel to old white men. Now, okay, guys, here's the thing. The explanation she gave was that this was just a big joke. It was all sarcasm. And you know what? It might even be. I don't know the context in which this is said.
Her defense was that she was responding to trolls. Only one of these was a response to someone.
Yeah, so I don't know the context of any of this, okay? So that it might be. I don't know. I haven't gone back.
And we're not trying to get her fired.
No, absolutely not.
People on the left would be.
What we're trying to do here, though, if someone had said this about black people, or gay people.
Candace Owens got suspended from Twitter for 12 hours for replacing white with Jew and reposting half of those.
Well, there's all the proof you need right there. It is okay to be racist. Yes, it is racism.
And to me, most Jews are white, so I'm not exactly sure. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just triggered some of the alt-right with that statement, but whatever.
That's okay. I know them personally. I'll tell them to lay off of you. But see, that's the thing. Scott Horton gets banned. This woman does not. There's clearly a political and ideological motive behind it.
Austin's fallen to fourth.
The fourth?
Yeah, whoever Christy Nichols is now third.
Man.
And yeah, that lead's holding. It's up to 6%. It's not going anywhere. So, good run, Austin. You did a lot. You got a lot of attention. When you're ready, come home.
Yep. Well, I will say this for his campaign. As the longer his campaign went on, the more I wish that he'd been a nominee in 2016. Because he trolled hardcore and got attention everywhere. That giving away a 3D printer thing, pure genius.
Yeah.
I saw that article everywhere.
To tie these 2 points together, that dude got banned like 4 times for gun giveaways. Perfectly legal.
Yeah, it's almost as if these giant tech companies are anti-Second Amendment. Color me surprised. I'm shocked.
Here is why. When libertarians are saying, well, they're a private company, they can do what they want. Yes, but the way our laws are set up, and I am not a big fan of the laws.
The laws. Well, Kyle Varner can tell you all about how much he loves the laws.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing. They use our legal system like a club to beat their competition with. These are the kinds of companies that do that. Apple, for example, has sued tons of competitors out of the market with bullshit copyright claims to technology, patent claims, excuse me. At this point, I am okay with them getting their comeuppance, even if it's the government doing it. Because they have used the government as a weapon, and I have no sympathy if the weapon gets turned back on them. That goes for Facebook and Twitter and all of Alphabet too, because they've all done it.
Here's the thing about it, though. You got to start going down, and I don't disagree with all of that you just said. That is true. The government should be completely out of the free market entirely. It shouldn't have any business getting involved whatsoever. But your point is well taken. It already does, and it favors some companies over others. That point is well taken, and I understand that. But here's the thing about it. You start past, because what you're talking about kind of sounds like the fairness doctrine for social media.
Right, and I don't want that. But we already have intervention in the market. If they're going to intervene, they have to be fair about it, or don't intervene.
But see, here's the thing about it. They're not going to be fair about it regardless of what they do.
Right, you can't make intervention fair. I get that.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. The better battle to fight here is not to say, okay, well, the government already intervenes. We need to make sure it intervenes fairly, or we need to create this secondary intervention as well to go along with this first intervention that they're already doing. What they need to do, what we need to do, what the Libertarian Party needs to do, and this is why you need to vote Libertarian, is to get the government out, to stop the government from intervening in the first place and leave the market completely free and open for anybody who wants to be involved in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to start going down the path of making up for previous government interventions by creating new government interventions to make up the difference. I mean, I understand the point. It's well taken. You're not coming from this from an irrational point of view, but going down that rabbit hole doesn't lead us towards more liberty. It only leads us towards more tyranny. And let's be honest, it's not like it's going to result in a better situation at the end of it. What's going to happen is Apple and Google and Facebook are still going to get the same perks or whatever, the same special consideration because they're the ones with all the lawyers. They're the ones with the billions and billions of dollars that they can pour into campaign funds. You think Minds.com is going to be able to compete with Twitter's lawyers, or I don't know, D2 and Steam It? Not really. They're not going to be able to do that. What's going to be able to stop what's going on right now is for us to start using these alternative platforms. Because that's what happened to MySpace. Remember, MySpace used to be the biggest thing in the world. It was huge. Everybody had one. Who here has a MySpace? When's the last time anyone here went to MySpace? Yeah, maybe some of the older folks listening have MySpaces.
I bet JJ still has a MySpace.
I mean, he's telling us to send out CDs to people. They're still living in the past. I mean, there's probably people out there that still think, I'm going to get on this newfangled MySpace stuff.
All right, so I'm going to show a little bit here because we're talking about blockchain.
I'm going to be Marco Rubio and take some water from the screen.
So the blockchain is the way to fix this. I forgot my password.
The blockchain?
JJ. I forgot his MySpace password.
I don't believe you. I bet you were on it today.
So blockchain is the way to fix this. The social media networks, Minds, Steam It, whatever the next iteration of that is the way to fix this.
MeWe, that's a thing.
Yeah, I still got to figure out how that. Oh, right, that's that. I don't like that one.
I don't like MeWe.
But here's the thing. A lot of people don't know a whole lot about cryptocurrency and blockchain, and you should learn about it. And that means you should come to Omaha, October 27th. It's a Saturday from 10 to 7 at the Scott Conference Center in Exarban. We are going to be having a cryptocurrency event. It is going to be called CryptoCon. It is put on by the Roads to Freedom Foundation. We don't have tickets available yet, but they will be coming soon. As soon as I hear from the higher-ups that we are selling tickets, we will start pimping it out. It's going to be good. I don't think there's going to be like coupon codes because it's a fairly cheap seminar event. And I'm trying to make it so that we can get like a group rate afterwards to go to what's Kurt's haunted house? Oh,
I don't remember the name of it. We'll plug it.
There's plenty of time. One of our Sarpy people has a haunted house that he helps put on. So
yeah, we'll plug that some other time. I can't remember what it's called.
That's if you're crypto curious, that's going to be a great event to come learn about cryptocurrency.
Is crypto curious a new gender?
It is now.
We need a flag for it. The crypto curious flag.
Did we talk to you about being in our skit, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. We're starting to write.
Do I get to hold the torch, or does a white person have to do that?
Wrong kind of skit. We can do that skit later.
Trigger all the lefties.
We're definitely going to be triggering people.
That's fine. I trigger them all the time.
When a random white person in the skit calls you a racist, it's going to be on.
I hope they do. My goal is to someday have a bunch of lefties do to me what they did to Candace Owens out in California. That's my goal. I want that to happen. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it's in the notes, the link to the video. Candace Owens was, I believe, she thinks he was in San Francisco when this happened.
No, I don't think it was San Francisco.
Somewhere out in California.
And it wasn't just her. It was Charlie Kirk, too.
Charlie Kirk was with her. If for people who don't know, Charlie Kirk is the president of Turning Point USA. CEO.
I don't know what the difference would be there, but he's the founder and CEO.
He's the founder and CEO. And Candace Owens, she works for him. I don't know what capacity. I think she's like the comms director. And she is a black woman. And she was having breakfast with him, a white man, all right? And then a bunch of lefties decided to storm into this breakfast restaurant, calling them fascists and Nazis and white supremacists.
They were throwing stuff at them and hitting them and dumping water on them.
They had bullhorns that they were yelling into their ears. They were
the whole crowd was a bunch of white middle class bourgeois SOBs.
They were literally going
Yeah.
Literally. I'm not even kidding. They were literally reeing at them.
They were talking about smashing the bourgeoisie.
Hmm.
And these are the most upper middle class white kids you will ever see in a video. Like, holy crap.
I guarantee they come from families that make more money than me and you combined.
Oh, easily.
And they're talking about smashing the bourgeoisie like Cadence Owens.
I mean, if you really want us to, where's my hand me my baseball bat. We'll get to commie smashing.
So someday I want to be in the middle of that hate mob and just go.
I don't.
Bring it on.
I'm too much.
Bring it.
Too much of a
hate on me. Show me how stupid you are. And I gotta say, they handled it like a couple bosses.
Oh, she played them so well. She was playing that crowd like a fiddle.
So here's the thing: what a lot of people do in that situation, I don't blame them for it. They get mad. They start trying to argue. They try to defend themselves. Look, none of that's going to work because these people are here to yell at you. They're not going to hear a single thing you say. No matter what. If being a black woman isn't enough to prove that you're not a white supremacist, nothing you say will prove that. They've already made up their mind against all reason. They decided that you think that white people are better than you. For whatever reason, they've decided you think that. So if you think you're going to change their mind with argument, you're wrong. Just let it happen. Don't argue. Just kind of cross your arms, smile, and laugh at them.
Let it go. Let it go.
If they get violent with you, then you can punch him back in the face. But I don't think Cadence Owens was going to win a fight because she's not a very big person.
Right, but these are the most upper class white people you've ever seen. Yeah, she would probably beat the crap out of them.
I think Charlie Kirk could have taken a lot of them off.
So
he's a larger dude. He's not a small dude.
He comes off as really kind of effeminate and kind of bitch.
A little, he's big enough.
I feel like I could take him.
He's big enough that And let's be honest, the minute you punch one of these guys in the face and they go down,
as they're swinging a baton at you,
you saw. Yes, but the thing about it is, they're public figures. If they would have gotten into a screaming match with these idiots, they wouldn't have come out well. I think they handle it about as well as two people being screamed at in their ears could have handled it. We got an update on the primary race.
He's slipping down even more. Holly's over 60%, so that it's 8% in. That race is over.
Yeah, let's call that. Austin Petersen, you had a good run. Very disappointed in the showing, though.
That House District 4, it's 4 votes to 4 now.
Oh my goodness, 50-50. Is there? Did they do a runoff election?
I don't know. So the Libertarian primary for District 5 is 8 votes to 7. I don't know if having a primary is super useful if the voter totals are going to be that low.
Well, the primaries for governor in Oklahoma and Iowa were very useful.
Right.
But these when you've got 8 total
they
votes.
had a great idea, but they also had they had Petersen in the race, and a lot of their people are just not going to be voting in the Libertarian primary.
With that small a vote number, whoever has the largest family of voting age is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've got my parents. I got 5 brothers and sisters who are voting for me, and that's it. That's 8 votes. The other guy has like 5 kids, but they're all under 18. Him and his wife voted for him, and that was it. Some pure, straight-up nonsense. Oh, I see you. You're looking at the video I shared earlier.
I don't even want to go down.
Don't go down that road. That's not a very good one. All right, so I guess the question as to whether or not libertarians should support Austin Petersen in a general election. That's not going to be an issue anymore, unfortunately.
So now let's talk about some of the other great news.
Okay.
New Mexico nominated
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson.
I don't think he's accepted the nomination yet.
Not yet.
Now that would be great. Gary Johnson.
So if Gary Johnson runs, a lot of the Republicans are going to be like telling their candidate to drop, and if he does, Johnson wins that seat. Like it's not going to be close.
See, a lot of libertarians have shadowed over Gary Johnson since the election, but he'd make a great senator. He'd make an amazing senator.
Mm-hmm.
So Gary Johnson, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but if you are, please accept that nomination. You'd make an amazing senator in New Mexico, and they already like you there. They already like you. They voted for you twice. So, come on, Gary Johnson. Be the first libertarian senator ever elected.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be amazing. If that happens, and Larry Sharp won out in New York, or even just had a great showing, that's
it's like I posted that status the other day. Like, could we get the Senate seat in New Mexico and the governor's house in New York in the same cycle? That'd be pretty amazing. Steve, look, it's a toss-up on whether he's going to make the ballot. But the fact that so he made the ballot. Steve Sheets made the ballot in PA Congressional District 1. Pennsylvania has some disgusting ballot access laws. So he made the ballot, but he's probably going to get challenged legally, and it's iffy if he's going to be able to hold it because he didn't have a lot of wiggle room. My candidate in South Dakota, George Hendrickson, is the LP has ballot access, so he's on. He's been doing a lot of stuff lately with going to fairs, getting his name out there. Check him out on Facebook. Go to his remember his website. Hang on. I'm so bad about it's just georgehendrickson.com. There's only one congressional district in South Dakota, so he gets he has to go all over the place, and
that's the thing about those tiny states. North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana all have one congressional district.
Montana does too.
Montana's huge.
Yeah.
It's enormous.
That would be impossible to hit every door in Montana if you're running for one of those. I just don't think it's possible.
No, it would be. If you're running for a statewide campaign in Montana, Montana's bigger than most countries.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of people out there, but there's a lot of space to cover. Now, speaking of fairs, we just had the Sarpy County Fair here this last weekend.
We got 5 new registered libertarians just from our booth.
Just for being there and asking.
Yep.
That's really all.
So here's the thing. That guy that we got on Sunday, he can sit there and say, oh, I'm thinking about switching. He wasn't going to put in the effort to switch until we talked him into it right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, until we put the form right in front of him and said, hey, you're thinking of switching? Here you go. And the cool thing was the guy that was in the booth next to us, he switched over.
Cool.
Yeah. He looked at us like, you guys are libertarians. Like, yes, we are, sir.
And we got a couple other people who were like, oh, I didn't know. I'm a libertarian. I didn't know we had anything going on here.
That's the importance of having visibility in your local area, especially the Sarpy County area. We've signed up 5 new libertarians to join the party. We got a sheet full of people asking for more information, none of whose handwriting I can actually read. So I'm going to have to get someone to come in here and help me decipher this. We handed out a ton of information. We ran out of our economic rack cards. Yeah. We ran out because people just wanted to take them.
Steve Sanderson asked a really good question, and maybe we disagree with the premise, maybe not.
Okay.
When will Liberty folks realize the Republican Party is not a home for their philosophy?
And we were talking about this earlier, because what I've been saying from the very get-go, there are too many libertarians who think the Republican Party is their natural home. And after the examples of Ron Paul, after the way Rand Paul was received in the last primary, after Todd Watson in Nebraska just got trounced by Deb freaking Fisher, who nobody likes. And now how Austin Petersen has been screwed over by his own party.
And screwed over a little bit, but the voters knew who he was. They chose, the Republican voters chose not to vote for him. They wanted the swamp monster.
They went with Donald Trump's candidate, and Donald Trump chose him because somebody told him to. Because somebody told him that Josh Haley was going to be the winning candidate. So they're like, oh, support Josh Haley. Donald Trump doesn't pay attention to these races. I highly doubt he pays any attention whatsoever. He's got some advisor.
Golf, man.
He's got some advisor telling him who to vote for.
Yeah.
And the Republican Party actively financing him. And not just that, here in Nebraska, Laura Epke got screwed over by her own party too. That's why she came over to the Libertarian Party. Now, I am very much, this is not going to stop. This is a trend that has been going on for years and years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on since Ron Paul originally ran in 2008. Gosh, a decade now. It's been going on for a decade, and it's not going to stop. Libertarians are not going to take over the Republican Party. It's a fool's errand to think since that.
And what have they done?
They're all alone in there. That's the thing.
But Paul has filibustered successfully a couple times, but even then he ended up losing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing that, eventually we're going to have this debate about Ron Paul versus Gary Johnson.
Eventually we're going to have that.
Yeah.
But today's not that day. Someday.
Outside of Gary Johnson, what Liberty Republican has ever accomplished something?
I mean, that's the thing about
Gary vetoed a ton of bad laws. And that is the accomplishment.
That is the privilege you have as a governor.
Yeah.
That if a libertarian governor can accomplish far more than a libertarian senator or a libertarian congressman, because you have the veto power.
Right.
And the veto power by itself is a powerful tool to use.
That's why it's so important to get behind Larry Sharpe.
Absolutely. Larry Sharpe can do a lot of good. But see, the problem with, say, like a Rand Paul, and I like Rand Paul. This isn't to disparage him, but Rand Paul has been changed more by the Republican Party than the Republican Party has been changed by him. Mm-hmm. And I think...
And this is my fear with Kane, too. Glenn Jacobs. No, Kane, the Dark Lord of the Underworld, who is now about to be the mayor of Hard Knocks County.
See, I'm all those Republican supporters of Austin Petersen. I'm hoping they take the lesson from this election. I'm hoping they're seeing what's going on and how Austin has been royally screwed over by his own party. And I hope they go, you know what? This isn't going to change. There are not enough of us. We are not going to change the Republican Party. The Republican Party is going to use us for votes, but they're never going to listen to us, and they're never going to change in order to appeal to us. They're going to say, you can't win as a libertarian in the LP. You have to be in the Republican Party. Stay and change us. Stay and try to pull us in your direction. All the while they're laughing to themselves because they know they have no intention to change and they have no reason to change. So long as they're still getting votes from libertarians, they're going to continue to use us, but they're never going to actually listen to us.
So I'm going to drop this link in real quick because this segues us into some good news, because damn, we need some good news tonight. Tennessee, great damn job this last week. On August 2nd, the Libertarian Party of Tennessee ran candidates in 8 different local and county races. They won 4 of them. That is amazing. Montgomery County, Joshua Beal won his race for County Commission District 14. Smith County, Erica Ebel won her race. It was a top 3 4-person race. Libertarian got in. Roane County, Charlotte Boyers won her race for County Commission District 5 with the highest vote total of both winners. Joseph just noticed a tiki torch. In Trousdale County, Stephen Chambers defeated incumbent County Mayor Carol Carmen. He will assume the position of mayor on the 1st. That is on top of Glenn Jacobs winning mayor of Knox County, which he's a libertarian. He just ran as a Republican because, it's politics.
It worked out for him.
So basically, 4.5 libertarians won in Tennessee. Great job.
Absolutely.
We cannot say enough how awesome that is.
And
what's the dude's name that's running in Nebraska that we've been talking about so much? Stirrup?
Down south?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Josh Stirrup?
Is that his name? Is it John? Josh?
You needed to ask me this before because I asked Mike.
He's kicking butt from everything I hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Matt Molly is basically going to go unopposed onto a city council. Great job.
Yep.
That's awesome.
He jumped into a city council race that had nobody declared for it and was like 19 hours from the deadline. He jumped into it. The deadline passed and nobody else signed up. And he's going to be sitting on the city council as a result.
Yeah.
That's one way libertarians can win.
Yeah. And the thing is, now Matt is going to get the experience of governing. Like Ben has.
Absolutely.
That matters.
See, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's just little stuff. That just matters to Tennessee. What does that matter to anybody else?" But these candidates going into these entry-level governmental positions, these are future governor candidates. These are future state senate candidates and state house candidates. These are candidates that will have a legitimate case to make for themselves, running for Congress and Senate in the future. Right. That's how you start building yourself up to run for races later on in life, where you can actually say, look, I've been there. I know what to do. Put me in this position and I will do an even better job because I've already done it.
Right. So Hawley, the guy that's winning this Republican primary, was attorney general. So that's not the greatest, but still, how do I say this? You start small. You win school boards, you win city councils, then you move and do legislature, and maybe you snag a governor somewhere. Larry has a good shot because he has the best people in the party behind him right now, including me.
Now here's the thing. I'm never going to tell somebody you shouldn't run for a higher office because those races get the most attention. Mm-hmm. Now there's a lot of debate in the Libertarian Party. A lot of people say the Libertarian Party shouldn't even run a presidential candidate.
That's silly. We should definitely run a presidential.
It's absolutely silly because the presidential campaign gets us more attention than all the other races combined. And so long as the presidential candidate is pushing these lower ticket candidates, then he's done his job. Now, the problem that Gary Johnson did, he didn't really do that. He didn't really use his platform to uplift candidates on the down ballot, which is what a presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party should do, because the Libertarian president candidate doesn't have a shot at winning. He doesn't have a legitimate shot at winning. We all know this. This is not news, but what he can do is use that enormous platform that he has just by running for president and promote down ballot candidates, people running for Senate, Congress, mayor, governor, whatever the case may be. He can uplift those people and help them get the attention that they need, because those are the guys that actually have a chance of winning.
Yep. So we have bounced around. We're actually hitting an hour, and we were going to go long, but this race ended much quicker than we thought.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be on here. We were hoping at least that the Missouri primary would be competitive at this point, and that we would just keep going until it announced. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't look like it's very competitive. What's the vote totals now? You want to pull those up again? All right, let's see where we're at.
Holly's at 58%. AP's down at 7.3.
Yeah, AP's down. He's at 3rd% now. I don't think he's going to. Oh, yeah, AP's in 4th place. I mean, he's doing better than Bradley Krems, down at 0.8%. Mm-hmm. So, okay, all those Austin supporters out there, We love you. We support you. We understand what you're going through. The Republican Party is not your home. They're not your allies. They're not going to help you win. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Yeah, it is a very big disappointment. And he pushed hard. It's not like I'm sitting here going, oh, Austin Petersen didn't do enough. No, he did enough.
He did everything he could.
How much do you think being an atheist hurt him? I see a lot of people make a big deal about that.
Realistic. I think if that was enough to switch someone's vote, or I don't think that would ever be enough to switch someone's vote. I think there were people who were looking for excuses to justify not voting for him and picked that.
Maybe, but definitely the Donald Trump endorsement for Josh Haley, that was huge because Donald Trump won Missouri big time during the election, and it looks like his chosen candidate is going to go on to the general election. So that's a disappointment. Really wish Austin would have done better there. Too bad, but not too surprising that he's not going to win.
So let's do some housekeeping stuff. We're going to be starting not a completely regular news series, but we're bringing on another co-host for me to cut some weekend videos with candidates and activists and things like that. So we're going to be bringing Caleb on for that.
And for those of you that follow the Roads to Freedom Foundation's YouTube channel, you know Caleb. He's great.
Caleb does really good work there.
What's that channel, by the way, just to give it a quick plug?
Roads to Freedom Media, I think. I wasn't ready. I was not prepared. You're not going to get that joke either. It's Roads to Freedom Media. I think he actually has a video going up tonight that he's working on. But yeah, he's got a good video library going on. He's kind of in that 5 to 7 minute sweet spot for videos, kind of hitting on one topic at a time. Mm-hmm. Something that we want to do, but
don't have time.
No,
don't have time.
That's why I want to do this full time as a profession, so I have time to do stuff like that.
You gotta make money to do it full time.
Yeah. So he'll be coming on to help me do some interviews and stuff with candidates, so that we'll get some more content going. He's not replacing anyone.
No.
We're just trying to find ways to get new content.
Better not be replacing anybody.
I mean,
we could do with less Korean people around here.
All right, so anything before we go?
All right, just want to remind everybody, roadsandthentholiberty.com is our website. You can see all our episodes there. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Minds. I think that's everything. We're on all those platforms. Twitter and YouTube, I think, is both roads2liberty.com. Make sure to like our Facebook page. We've been putting up a lot of memes on that, and been getting us a little popularity. And
buy my t-shirt.
And buy one of these. These are really useful for keeping mosquitoes away. I found out. I was walking down the street. I'd forgotten some of my mosquito spray, and I was like, I really wish I had something to keep the mosquitoes away. So I ran into a store and got one of these and lit it up and was walking down the street with it in downtown Omaha. Everybody looking
I'll take shit that never happened for $500.
Everybody was looking at me. I'm like, all these guys wish that they had thought about this. They're all jealous. They want to know where they can get a tiki torch.
All right. Have a good week, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone.